I met my wife on an online dating site. My mom met my stepdad on an online dating site, and I still know how horrible certain aspects of online dating can be. So I'm going to list out 5 facts about online dating that you really need to know that are kind of horrible in many ways, but I'm going to empower you and give you specific strategies on how to deal with each one of these situations. Now, the first fact that's kind of scary is that 1 out of every 10 sex offenders actually meet their victim online. And this tells me something pretty obvious, that you don't know who you're dealing with online. You just have no idea. And you can't assume that they are who they say they are. So you really have to protect yourself. And one of the biggest problems is that you spend so much time chatting to people through the online messaging that you can form this kind of fake connection. And it feels real, but anyone can pretend to be anyone online. So there's a few things that you can do to protect yourself. First of all, obviously, don't trust anything they say until you can verify it by seeing it with your own 2 eyes. Use sites like Been Verified, B-E-E-N, verified.com. I'll put a link in the description to research and to do a kind of light background check on the people that you're talking to. You can always search for their name or their picture on Google, on Facebook, on any social networking site. You can actually take their image, and if you're using Google Chrome, you can take an image and you can search Google for that image to see if they're potentially using a fake image that maybe displays on someone else's profile. So there's different things that you can do to protect yourself, but the bottom line here is don't trust anything until you really verify it with your own 2 eyes. And when it comes time to actually connecting with these people, I would encourage you not to use your real phone number. Use a Google Voice number. It's an app through Google. Literally type into Google Voice, and it's totally free. It hooks up to your cell phone if you have a smartphone, and you can dial anonymously with your own free Google Voice number. So highly encourage you to do that. And when it's time to meet in person, don't ever go anywhere private. Don't let them pick you up in their car. Don't let them come to your home. Don't meet them at their home. Meet them in a public place. Don't let them drive you home. Once again, you don't know them. Even if you get to know them on the first date, you're still unsure of who they really are until you learn much more and get other verification than just who they say they are. So those are just some really important strategies that you can use to stay safe and to make sure that you're not putting yourself in a position to be hurt. Now, the second fact about online really relates to Match.com. And by the way, I'm Jason Silver. I'm the dating coach for ambitious women. If this is your first time on this channel, I actually am a Match webinar educator. So I teach Match's paying members. So I'm sitting here talking about some kind of horrible facts about online dating, but once you understand these facts, you can actually use them to stand out and to meet some really great men that are high quality, that are looking for a loving, true, committed relationship. So as much as I'm talking about the horrible aspects, I'm doing it because on my channel here, I talk about things that you need to know to attract a high quality man. And these are things that you absolutely have to know. I would encourage you to become a subscriber, and so you don't miss any of my content that I release every single week. Now, talking about Match, they have the largest database. So I believe they have over 24 million profiles, which is pretty astounding. Now, the kind of sad part about having 24 million profiles online is that in a way it commoditizes humans. It kind of makes humans more of just like a product in a vast marketplace rather than an individual with a unique soul and spirit and unique talents and gifts and abilities. It really depersonalizes the human aspect of it. And if you approach online dating with a mentality that you're out there connecting with people, it can really create some challenges emotionally. So I would encourage you to desensitize yourself from the fact that it really is a marketplace. And the way to get ahead in a marketplace is to market yourself, meaning focusing on the elements that are going to give you the greatest opportunity to stand out and to build attraction with a higher quality guy. Now, if we're focusing on the 20% of the elements that are going to make 80% of the impact on you meeting someone quality, it's most certainly your picture. Your picture, your profile pictures are going to make the biggest impact, especially when you're dealing with men who are more visual. It's going to be vital that you have photos that are high quality, that are with proper lighting, where you're wearing clothing that is not hiding your body, but showing your body in an attractive way, not in a immodest way, just in a way that you're not trying to fake it. You're not trying to project a person that you're not. And typically, if you're trying to hide certain aspects of your body that you feel insecure about, it's that same curvature that's actually going to attract the best match for you, because you're going to want someone who's attracted to you, and a man who's attracted to your body type is going to want to see it. That's going to attract him. So don't be afraid to be a little bit polarizing and to show yourself. I can go a lot into online dating, and I do in other videos. However, just know that your pictures and making sure that you have quality photos are really the 80% impact on your online dating profile. Now, the third fact about online dating is that 94% of Americans have a smartphone and are probably, if they're single, online looking at their phone, whether they're dating, whether they're looking at YouTube videos, whether they're reading their email or surfing the internet. And that creates a culture where we're more digitally connected than we are personally connected. And back when I was younger, and keep in mind, I'm a fairly young guy, we didn't have cell phones. When we went out, when we were walking around in the real world, when we went to concerts, when we went to the mall, people weren't staring at their phone. At a grocery store, you would look up and say hello to people. Nowadays, if you look around, it's like you're living in zombie town. Everyone is just connected to the cell phone. And this is a problem, because when you're out there in public and you're trying to meet people, if you're single, and they're sitting there looking at their Tinder or their online dating app while they're out in public, it just makes it that much more difficult to connect. So this is something that I really encourage you to do, and it really takes this extra step for you to meet people when you're offline, is focus on when you're in a public place, whether you're walking down a sidewalk, whether you're walking down a grocery store aisle, or in an office building, and you're walking and you're approaching someone. Typically, if you just glance at them, they're probably not going to make any eye contact with you. So I would encourage you to just maintain a gaze while you're walking by them, and just look into their eye. I mean, choose an eye to just sit there and to look at as you're walking past them. And what you'll notice is eventually, 80% of the time, let's just say, they'll look up for a split second from their phone and they'll capture your eye. Now, at that point, what they're used to doing, they're used to people looking away right away when they get caught. But I encourage you, if this is someone that you'd like to approach you, not to turn away. Allow yourself to maintain that eye contact, even if it feels slightly uncomfortable. And what you'll find is it creates a connection. It creates a moment where you're looking at one another and saying, yeah, I'm looking at you. Okay, there's definitely a connection here. Although it feels uncomfortable, it actually gives a guy way more confidence to say hello and to approach you and to begin a conversation, rather than if you just kind of glanced up and said hi, and then went back to your phone. So really make an effort to put your phone away, to stay more connected, and to look for opportunities to create connections through eye contact. Now, the fourth fact seems kind of insane, but Dr. Helen Fisher, who's the Chief Science Officer for Match, found that the more that you date online, the more time you spend dating online, the less chance you have of actually meeting someone for a committed relationship. Now, the reason for this, even though that really doesn't seem to make sense, is that we have this thing called cognitive overload, where our brain has so many options that it gets really, really good at filtering the options for a short-term relationship. It becomes really good at filtering our options for the sake of online dating, for the sake of saying next, swipe, 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 next please, next please. But when you begin to realize that that mentality is actually not helping you, it's actually desensitizing you to what could be a potentially great match, because it's so easy for us. It really lowers the threshold for us having to deal with any kind of pain or discomfort or dislike. We see someone that they look great, 80% of their profile looks like a really great person, but there's just that 10 to 20% that I'm not sure about. Well, there's 22 other million profiles I can go check on, so I'm just gonna say no to this one for now. And when we have that mentality, it's really sad. It really prevents us from doing the work. Listen, in any relationship, we actually have to put in work and effort to continue to appreciate and to stay connected with the person that we're in a relationship with. We can't just swipe away a partner that we've really committed to, or we can, but who wants to be in a relationship with someone like that? So I encourage you to take the opposite approach and to really look, really challenge yourself to look for the diamond, the best part, the best character traits, or the special gifts in every profile that you come across, even if it's not someone who's a great fit for you in the long term, because that's really a muscle. Appreciation is a muscle that we can really focus on exercising and building. And when you have that muscle, what you'll find is that you'll want to be more discerning on who you let go. And hopefully the goal would be that you would not just commit to going out with so many people and then passing them over, but really to focus on spending time with fewer people, but spending less time searching through a bunch of people and spend more time trying to go a little bit deeper and understanding more about the people that you are talking to and meeting, really trying to find out their greatest gifts, what they have to offer, and really focusing on appreciating them. That's going to allow you the greatest chance of really finding a committed relationship online. And the fifth fact about online dating is that 1 out of every 10 online daters quit online dating completely in the first 3 months. And I'm guessing that it's actually greater than that, because the single biggest challenge that I hear with online dating is that no one wants to do it, everyone's jaded from it, and it is really emotionally taxing. This is, I think, the biggest problem. People jump in and spend way too much time and effort and energy and not enough time approaching it strategically. And if you just jump into online dating with these really high expectations, not really going about it in a smart way, basically allowing the site to dictate how you use it rather than you strategizing how to best use the site, it's going to burn you out, because you are not designed as a human to look through those many profiles and to filter through and talk to those many people. I would encourage you to really be strategic on filtering and spending way more time and energy making sure that you're not investing in relationships that are not a good long-term fit. And there's lots of ways to do this, primarily being really clear yourself of what you're looking for and what your deal breakers are, and also strategies to get information from other people, whether it's certain questions that you ask, whether it's moving to a phone call more quickly rather than waiting. I think the average is like 27 messages that people go back and forth before they get on a phone call. And you can learn so much more from a phone call. You could learn so much more from a coffee date. So spending less time online engaging in conversations or text relationships with guys that are not a good fit for you, or you may never even meet, rather than investing your time on filtering, learning more about them, getting to the phone call, and getting to a coffee date or a beverage date before you invest too much time. That's going to be the best bet that you have for saving energy, so you're not burning yourself out and you do have a chance of really meeting that perfect match online. At the end of the day, I really encourage you not to give up too soon. Even if online is not a fit for you, please keep watching the videos on my channel, and I really hope that these will be helpful for you, because I believe if you have energy and love to give to someone, then they deserve it. They deserve you putting in that effort to go out there and eventually find them, and you deserve it too. Thanks so much for watching this video. I look forward to seeing you later this week. And remember, please do subscribe and like this video if you found it helpful. Thanks again.